You need to be prepared for Donald Trump to weasel out of the debate that he has agreed to, the two debates that he has agreed to. Yesterday, after it was announced that Joe Biden was coming on board, accepting two debates, they sent a letter to the Commission on Presidential Debates saying, we're not going to do it your way anymore. We're going to go through the networks. We don't want some kind of a weird spectacle that's an audience-driven, audience impact event. We want this to be between one candidate and another candidate in a room where it's not impacted by all that BS. And initially, Donald Trump agreed, and he said, yeah, absolutely. I'm going to be there. I'm going to crush Joe Biden. He's the weakest debater I've ever experienced, like he's some experienced debater. And the rest of the Republican Party, who actually has some understanding of these things, started saying, hey, pump the brakes here, brother. Pump the brakes. You got to set expectations a little bit lower. And the Republican Party really is getting burned on how much traction Joe Biden got out of this, how much the narrative surrounded Joe Biden and stripped away this talking point they've been saying for months of anytime, any place, anywhere, I'm going to debate Joe Biden. It doesn't matter. What's the tweet? I got it written down here. Actually, I don't have it written down, but here's the tweet. I'll just put it up on screen. I got another one written down, but Donald Trump has said anytime, anywhere, any network, even if it's DNC or the complicit networks. You know how Donald Trump talks. That was back in March. Beginning of March, he said that. He's several times tweeted anytime, any place, anywhere, indicating that this is a mantra of his. Well, Laura Trump went on and talked about calling Biden's bluff. And we'll start there, and then we'll move on how the RNC is a little panicked, a little irked how the narrative was stripped from them. First, Laura Trump.
Yeah, he called his bluff. I think you're exactly right, Rob. They thought that there was a chance that Donald Trump was going to say, okay, well, here's all of the things that I need if we're going to do this. Because Joe Biden obviously has given himself every possible advantage here. They have no audience for these debates because we know, Rob, that any audience is going to be cheering on Donald Trump anywhere. So
she was very excited that Donald Trump had done this. Again, she's not a political operator. She doesn't understand the landscape. She's a dumb shit, to be sure. So as soon as the reality started setting in, experts on this matter, people who traffic in these circles, they understand the stakes. They understand the logistics of what actually a debate is going to look like between Joe Biden and Donald Trump under the conditions that he's agreed to. Republicans started expressing concern. We'll start there with CNN reporting, and then we'll go on and explain it further.
To give an overall view here, talking to Trump's senior advisors and those in his orbit, they're a little bit irked right now. The fact that Joe Biden somehow took over the debate narrative, despite the fact that Donald Trump has been really using this as a narrative at all of his campaign rallies. He's been up on stage with an empty podium next to him, no one there, saying, come debate me. He's often said, I will debate anywhere, anytime. This has been kind of a rallying cry for Donald Trump and for some of his top advisors. Now, what we saw today was Joe Biden really taking control of the narrative, and now Donald Trump trying to take it back. So after we saw this announcement from Biden, after Donald Trump had accepted these two debates, he then got on Truth Socials to say he was going to accept a third debate at Fox on October 2nd. So this is Truth Social here. Well, the Biden campaign is saying, well, you already agreed to our terms. That's not happening. They wrote the actual statement was President Biden made his terms clear for 2 one-on-one debates, and Donald Trump accepted those terms. No more games, no more chaos, no more debate about debates. We'll see Donald Trump on June 27th in Atlanta if he shows up. This is
So be prepared for Donald Trump to back out. After all of the bluster and all of the posts on Truth Social, anytime, anywhere, he tweeted that about accepting a debate that wasn't even on the table at Fox News. They're losing it. They're freaking out. And I'm saying it now. Mark it down. Bookmark this video, whatever. Remember me saying this. Donald Trump and the Republican Party are going to find some reason, pull it out of thin air, to avoid debating Joe Biden. There will be some nitpicky nonsense that they're going to attach to and say, we didn't agree to this, even though they have. Remember, anytime, anywhere, anyplace, even if it's run by the DNC. Joe Biden's so easy to beat, it doesn't matter. I'm going to crush him. I'm going to destroy him. And Donald Trump is now quaking in his boots. He is afraid. Sean Hannity, in fact, lost it on Fox News last night, talking about if they do this, they can't put anything on the screen. We should mute the mics of the moderators. They're going to try to fact check Trump in real time, which would be devastating to us. Watch Sean Hannity.
I would add that moderators' mics, they need to be muted also after a question. Why? Because it's obvious the liberal media, they'd love to be 2-on-1 versus Donald Trump. No, that can't happen. Nor should networks be allowed to put anything on the screen but the names of the candidates, because they might try to hurt Donald Trump that way and participate that way. No go. And while
that's panic. And this went on. There's several clips just from last night of Sean Hannity really going through it. Of all the people on Fox News, of all the charlatan partisans on Fox News that they have as hosts, Laura Ingraham probably gave the most reasonable clip for me to play today. And it's really kind of sly advice for Donald Trump. She's not lowering the expectations, but she's saying, listen, Donald Trump, all he has to do is just not be an asshole. All he has to do is just be up there and reassure Americans that help is on the way. It's all a bit much. Watch this.
So all Donald Trump has to do is stay calm during the entire debate and let Biden rant and rave, because Scranton Joe's looking and sounding meaner and more petty by the day. And then Trump, by comparison, he easily appears presidential, cool, confident, and possessing a lot of common sense. Just reassure everyone, even those suburban moms out there, that there are happier days ahead. Reassure the nation that the craziness, the wokeness, the unnecessary economic struggle, the perpetual war, that's all going to be over. And maybe toss out a few zingers. Joe, you've been president for almost 4 years, and all you can do is promise people more abortions while you're wearing aviators? Wow. Maybe just debate, but don't take the bait.
Promise people more abortions? You think everybody has a tally of how many abortions they've had, Laura? Religious psychopath? Look, all of that's projection. Just please, Donald Trump, just stay calm. Please, just stay calm. Maybe get a couple of zingers in there, she says, while trying to paint Biden as a ranting and raving lunatic. Calm, middle of the road Uncle Joe, she's trying to act like is going to be ranting and raving, while juxtapositionally, Donald Trump will appear presidential. He will appear cool and confident, because, those are adjectives that we apply. They're conjured in our minds when we think of Donald Trump. We think of confidence, coolness under pressure, reassuring, calm. That's what we think of when we think of Donald Trump. So the right wing is now panicked, and they are trying to devise of some kind of a plan to get Donald Trump out of these debates, because it will not be good. There's been all kinds of other clips out there that I could play. Jesse Waters, people saying that literally they're going to be injecting Joe Biden with drugs so he can perform. It's just a myriad of wild conspiracy theories that are based in nothing but a fever dream of Republicans who need Donald Trump to save his own ass and get out of this debate, because it's not looking good. So again, mark my words, there's going to be something's going to come up, and they're going to try to get out of this, putting forward debates that aren't even on the table. That's the first step. What do you think? I'd love to know. You can leave a comment below. That's great. You can also call, leave me a voicemail, 714-576-4054. Of course, as always, you can email me daily at dollemore.com. If you want to help support this work, help me make these videos, you can click the join button below, become a channel member here on YouTube, $2 a month. You can go over to my Patreon page, patreon.com/IDoubtItPodcast. $2 a month there, not just for the podcast, absolutely supports me making these videos here. I would appreciate it. Follow me on social media if that's your thing, if you're already there. I'm at Dollemore. I'd love to see you there. And we'll see you next time. Until then, be genuine. Take care of one another.